Hey there, I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks to get the most out of filters in Shareables. So right now I'm in a widget for a video course and I have a very standard drop-down style filter where I can choose the type of film or video for the content. But because I've only got two options, it feels a bit redundant to have a drop-down. So if we head over here to the filters tab and then to this filter called type and I click on it, I can see a couple different options. The first option is that I could change this display from drop down to tag, which then pulls each of the drop down options out into little buttons. This works exactly the same as the drop down filter, but the difference here is that by having them as buttons, you can easily show a very small amount of options really quickly so your users can click on sale or film or video, whatever makes the most sense. And this is a really great way to have a better experience for your users as well. This also works with different layouts as well. So right now we're in the top layout, but if we were to click the inline layout and we click in here, we can actually see the buttons like this too. Now you can also do other things with your filter options. So as I mentioned, in the filter settings, there's a couple different things. Now one of them you can select by default. Now there's a couple other things you can do with your filters. By default, all filters are set to multi-select so that if you select film and video, you can show all those items. But you can also toggle this to single select so that if I were to click one of them but click the other one, it disables the previous selected option. This is really handy if you don't need to combine filters and your users are only exclusively choosing certain things. The other option you might have is if you have a really long set of data, for example, if you have a bunch of authors. So let me show you an example now. So as you can see in my spreadsheet, I have quite a few different authors, and this will make for a very long drop down and can be quite annoying for your users to find the person they want to filter for. So what you can do is you can go to your filter. So let's add a new filter now and call it author. And what we're going to do is that we're going to turn on searchable. So once searchable is turned on, if you go to click on this filter option, you'll see a search bar at the top. And so this search bar is contained to the options that can be selected. It makes it really, really easy when you have lots and lots. You can have hundreds of different filter options. But if your user knows what they're looking for, they can easily find it in here too. This also works on the sidebar layout and the inline layout too. So it's really, really nice and a great way for your users to find the people they're looking for. So another thing you can do is you can actually pre-filter a widget via the URL. So we have some good help docs at help.shareables.ai, and under the filters tab, it talks a little bit more about this. But the way it works is that you can add as many filters as you want after the URL to pre-filter the content before it loads on the page. So in my example here, I have an author named Ryan, and I want to make sure I only show content from Ryan. So I know the field in my data source is called author, and so I'm using that up here. So I go author equals Ryan. And so you have to be exact on your case as well. So when I do this, it's come back. And as you can see, not only is it pre-filtered to Ryan, but the items are also pre-filtered back to that as well. So this is a really good way if you want to show a client specifically their information and you have an ID, you can do that as well. Now this also works for search. So what I might put in the search bar is, paint or painting. So I press this, and as you can see, the search bar is already filled in. You can see because there's other things in here that include painting in the search term, we're pulling through all the items that are relevant to that as well. So this is a really great way to pre-load your content. But you also don't have to have filters or search visible like this to do your pre-filtering. But what I need to do is in the additional fields or another field in this data source, I need to make sure that I've included the value. So for example, author, and I've included it here. Now, because it's included in my data source, we can filter by it. You don't need to do this if you've got the filters available. Once it's there, I might want to hide this. So it might not be relevant to be visible, but I still want to filter by it. So I've pressed this little eyeball button to hide it. And you can do this on badges as well. Okay, I'm back on the widget now, and I'm going to pre-filter the widget by the author being Ryan. So once I've done this, as you can see, the filter doesn't appear anymore. Ryan doesn't appear under here, but we've actually already pre-filtered it by Ryan. And so that way you can now showcase content without highlighting how you're filtering it and make it really easy to show different people different things. This is really great to get more out of your widgets and more out of your filters as well.